Hey Scorpio, welcome to your February 2021 energy reading with your astrologer and tarot reader for the moment, Nell Nicole. Okay, you're on the High Vibe channel. Let's get it. Okay, so we're gonna go through a little process. Let me explain what's getting ready to happen. First things first, I'm gonna pull some cards. I don't want to use this deck. I want to use my traditional tarot deck. I call it the traditional deck because this was literally the first deck I ever got. First deck I ever got. What is it? I think this is my first tarot deck. I love it so much. It's very near and dear to my heart. So we're going to use this one first. And then we're going to get a little affirmation from my The Universe Has Your Back deck. Right? It's just a bunch of little cute moon cards. And we'll see kind of like what message spirit wants you to really meditate on. Okay? For the month of February. And then lastly, we're going to take a look into the Sacred Spirit deck to see what animal totem or metaphysical, energy force that spirit is trying to communicate to you for this month. So this will help us round out the reading. I'll ask like what energies you need to incorporate in order to, vibe on your highest vibration. And we'll take the cues from that deck. It's Mercury retrograde. Happy retrograde season. It's time to do some inner work, okay? So slow down. I'm telling myself this, slow down a little bit, Things may be going a little bit haywire, but it's to be expected. Mercury goes retrograde about 3 times a year, every year. And every time it happens, everybody's like, oh my God. We should be used to it by now. Things are gonna mess up. It's calling your attention to slow down and do things correctly, as opposed to just going. It's a review period. Take it as a blessing, because life could just keep going on and you run your ass into that damn brick wall and you be thinking, what the hell, right? So let's take anything that pops up for you over this period. You need to pay attention to, take heed of it, and work on the things that you do not like that you see. Okay, all right. So to start this reading off, I have a couple notes over here on your astrology for February, and then we'll get into the cards. Okay, so I'm gonna shuffle as I talk. Let me see. First thing I have written down here is you guys have Uranus and Mars in your 7th house. What does that mean now? What is the 7th house? 7th house is our relationship house. It's our partnership house. It's the house that holds every, aspect of life where you're coming into union with a person, with an entity. It could be best friends. It could be you and, your favorite family member, whoever it is that you're kind of like pairing up with. And so you've got Uranus here. Uranus is the planet of just literally not wanting to follow the rules. Uranus bad as hell. Okay, it's like a little badass kid. And at the end of the day, it's going to bring some unexpected flavor to your relationships, to your partnerships, to your business even. I don't know if I said that already. So be prepared to be unprepared, okay? Expect the unexpected. Uranus truly does bring things that we never could have planned for or accounted for into our reality and existence in order to get us to be more authentic, to get us to be more aligned with our actual purpose. What I know about Uranus, or what I know of Uranus, is that it can bring this sort of like irritability and just non-compliance to wherever it is. So it's like, if you not really feeling something for real, Uranus is going press your ass to skirt. And in relationships, like as I'm thinking about how it applies to you guys, if you're finding yourself in relationships that do not really resonate with your spirit, you might play a little disappearing act, or you may people may do that to you too. You might be like, oh, I thought everything was cool and this motherfucker just skirted on me. I don't know what I did or what happened or how I could have made it better. They didn't have a conversation with me. They just went left. And it's kind of like you've got to just pick up the pieces from there. But what you don't see is that, who is that? I fuck with the Hood Healer. I don't know if y'all do, but Imani said, every rejection is a redirection, right? And so even when you think, oh my goodness, why didn't that work out? It would have been, that should have happened, but woo, 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 blah, 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 right? Universe is protecting you from something. Universe is trying to shield you from the bullshit that if they had stayed, they would have just did more bullshit anyway. So if they're gonna bullshit, go ahead and let them go. You know what I'm saying? And also turn that energy inward and realize where you may just not be fully identifying or happy, right? Or where your soul is crying to just kind of set yourself free. I do think that if you're the one that's doing the little skirt movement, that you should confront the situation. Don't do the Scorpio thing where you just ignore everything and like try to brush things under the rug. Like, don't do that. It's not a time to be brooding about stuff. But this is what I will say. Temper your actions and reactions, okay? Because you also have Mars there in your 7th house. Mars is the planet of anger. Mars is the planet of war, okay? So these two energies are giving me firecrackers, okay? So like, they're both very unpredictable. They're both very, you know, fast energies. Uranus is a slow moving planet, but the energy behind it is like, nope, when the change happens, it's unexpected. It just happens. And then Mars is all about, like, it's symbolized by like, it symbolizes the knife, like a point. If you look at the glyph for Mars, it's a little arrow, right, with a circle attached to it. So it's like the cutting planet, the planet that will go straight to the heart of the matter. So they both have this very, what is the word that I'm searching for in my brain? Penetrating. I don't know if that's the word I'm even looking for. There could be fights, there could be quarrels, there could be control dramas. Okay, you could be experiencing a need to liberate yourself sexually, even, because Mars is also the planet of aggression and sex. And so, or at least the male sex drive, right? So the phallic symbol, right? The penis, okay? It initiates, it exerts, it wants to go and hunt, it wants to go and find and try to conquer something, right? And so Uranus is there as well. So there might be this, oh, let me skirt so I can go start some shit type of energy. And I'm just telling y'all what it is. And like, don't do that. Okay, it would better serve you to put your energy into business matters and trying to use your new and progressive ideas, right, to initiate action in a way that will help you progress, that will help you get to the next phase. Mars can also be our ability to just do things, our ability to act on impulse, okay? And Uranus, again, is the impulsive spirit. So if you can channel this energy into something positive, if you got some new, you know, ideas that are provocative, right? That's a high exaltation of this energy. It could serve you in business, in relationships. You could spice up your love life, right? And really try some new things in the bedroom, for real, but don't let it get you caught up. All right, let's move on. You also got, so the heavy hitter this month is going to be all these damn planets in Aquarius. Like, oh Lord, and I am an Aquarius, but we've got 6 planets that are moving, you know, throughout this sign this month. And so let's list them. The first one is going to be the sun. The sun is in your Aquarius 4th house, along with Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, and Venus. What does this mean? The sun is our ego, how we see ourselves. Mercury is how our minds work, our thought processes. Jupiter is our blessings and our lessons, okay? Saturn is also our lessons, but it's more so the responsible aspect. Like, did you do your work? Have you passed the test? Have you done enough work to pass the test when it comes? And then Venus is our values, our love, and the things that we like, right? It's a lot of energy going on in one space. And what's going to happen is all these things are going to be playing off of each other and meshing energies, you know, and some of the energies play nice. Some of the energies will be a little bit challenging. But all in all, let's look at what this means for you. So Aquarius 4th house. That is, the 4th house is the house of home, the house of our, how we were nurtured. It's usually, it represents the mother or any, you know, maternal figures in your life. Did I drop something? Hold on. No. Any maternal figures in your life. And it also represents how we nurture ourselves. It's our sanctuary, all right? Our sanctified space where we rest, okay? And Aquarius 4th house is already a little bit of a doozy because Aquarius is very detached by nature. And the 4th house being the house of nurturance, you know, the theme of nurturance is like attachment. It is what it is. It's like, okay, come, I'm going to give you what you need. You know that you can go to the mother as that main first source. But with Aquarius 4th house people, there tends to be, and this is going to resonate more if you have a Scorpio rising, okay? The Aquarius 4th house people tend to not have that level of connection with the maternal energy. They could be more friends than, you know, mother-child, than a mother-child dynamic. And so it gives this sense of like emotional detachment for you guys. And I feel for you guys. I think that this is the reason why people see Scorpio and Scorpio risings as this energy that's like, it's just outside of reach. Like Scorpio has this air of mystery to them, and I think that this has a lot to do with it. I mean, our relationships with our parents really do inform who we become, right? So let me take a step back. So we've got all these planets here going on in your 4th house. So they're going to affect the home, quite literally the actual home space. You could be having some transformations going on within where you live. You could be relocating. You could be moving in with a partner, moving out from living with somebody and needing to start over. You could be, I don't know if I already said, you know, moving somewhere, building something for yourself. But yeah. And then we also have, let me see, the sun here. So you're going to start to identify with the ways that you nurture yourself, or maybe the ways that you're not nurturing yourself well enough. It's also, the sun is also indicative of the father. So you could be having a lot of like reflection on your inner child's experience and how that has created you, and how that, you know what I'm saying, all added up to make you the person that you are today. We've also got Mercury here. So the way that we think is going to start to be, the way that you think is going to start to be a little bit more progressive. You're going to want to have conversations, you know what I'm saying, surrounding how do I create, you know, a better space for myself to actually flourish in, where my mental health can be maximize, right? And I don't want to be depleted anymore. How can I take better care of my space so that I can take better care of myself? Let me see. We've also got Jupiter. So there are lots of blessings here for you. Any focus that you have on the home, on the family, on improving, you know, just that relationship to nurturance. Is if you have kids or, you know, family members that live with you that you're taking care of, like these are the types of relationships that are going to be highlighted for you right now. And even like if you don't have, say you don't have your mother, you're adopted, you know what I'm saying? You don't have that familial tie. The themes will still start coming up for you, and you're going to be asked to do the work to heal any mother wounds that you may have had. Let me see. Saturn is here. So yes, stabilizing in the home space. I mean, how are your finances? How are you taking care of yourself? Are you able to get the things that you need in order to feel comfort, in order to feel nurtured, in order to feel full, right? Are you able to get the love? Are you able to receive love, Scorpio rising? Are you able to receive love, my nigga? Like, that's going to be the real question this month for you, or not even this month. It's going on for quite some time, but February is special because I forgot to say that Mercury is retrograde. And what did I say at the beginning of this reading? With retrograde energy, you're being asked to observe and reflect on these particular themes. For you, the theme is the mother, the home, and nurturing, right? So what within those themes needs to be adjusted? What aspects of those items needs to transform and be addressed? You know, what kinks are still there that are holding you back? Mercury retrograde can be a really tough period, but if we reframe it as a second chance to get it right, then it can really serve you, and you can make a lot of progress in a very short amount of time by just paying attention to what comes up. So this is what's coming up for you. You guys also have Saturn there, which again is going to be asking you to mature to a certain level and take care of yourself in a very mature way. If you have not tapped into, I don't know why I'm thinking this, but I gotta say it is for somebody. One of you niggas, man, one of you men out here, okay? Y'all not taking good enough care of yourself, and it's showing and it's seeping out and it's affecting your relationships. It might affect your ability to get women. Okay, because you just not taking good enough care of yourself. It might be hygiene. It might be taking care of your house. It might be your living situation. It might be your relationship to love and to mothering. Somebody might be trying to really love on you and you just not able to accept it because you're not over these mother wounds, or, you know, love is available for you, but you don't have your shit together enough. You're not moving in a mature enough way to be able to really accept the blessings that are coming for you. So you got to address that shit. You also have Venus here in your 4th house. So again, you want that love in your space of home. You want that love in your space of nurturance. You want to feel valued, you know what I'm saying, in the truest form, like the family values. This is where we really find all of that shit for you guys. So I'm sorry, I just had to break it down that raw for you, but that's exactly what's going on. Your ego is also going to be a little bit challenged. And the reason I keep using the word challenge with you in particular, let me slow down, is because you guys have like your relationship to Aquarius is, in astrology, it's called a square. you guys share modality. You're both fixed signs. So you do share something. Y'all are both really stubborn energies. You believe what you believe. You do things your own way. And you're unmovable when you have that. Ooh, that bang. That bang. Okay. You're unmovable when you've got your mind made up and set on something. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. So you share that, but because of that, it's like, you know, when you're so much like somebody that you don't like them, you can't fucking stand them because there is too much of the same energy trying to do the same thing in the same space, and you're too different to actually realize, like, oh my God, we're doing the same things just in our own ways. So it becomes this clash of energy. I just did the Taurus reading, your guys' opposite sign. And you guys share this relationship with Aquarius, and the way I described it to them was that, you know, it's like oil and water. You know, they share a lot of the same qualities. If we are looking at it from a scientific perspective, they're both liquid. You know what I'm saying? They share a certain level of viscosity. They both, you know, will fit the shape of whatever container you put them in, right? Type shit. But when you mix them, when you put them together, they don't mix. They don't mix. But the thing that you, like, I think that gets overlooked is that, like, there has to be a certain level of boundaries and respect there, you know, via the difference in their molecular structure. They're so much alike, but they're made up of so many different parts. It's like y'all have to respect each other and come together in a way that forms more of a complement as opposed to a real incorporation, which I think is beautiful. I honestly love squares because I feel like it teaches us to have respect for people who do not move or think the way that we do. You know, we all know that there's more than one way to skin a cat, and it's easy to say that. But when another person is coming, like, I'm just gonna keep calling a spade a spade. I'm an Aquarius, okay? When Taurus be talking to me sometimes, I don't be understand what the fuck y'all trying to say. I don't understand how you got from point A to point B. I don't understand why a lot of the things that y'all believe in make sense to you, and the way that y'all calculate shit and think of, you know, how to make moves in the world. It don't make sense to me. It's thoughts that would never naturally come into my brain. So when I am talking to a Taurus, it's an experience where I need to shut the fuck up and listen. And I need to listen to understand, not listen to respond, because they're teaching me something. Whether I choose to incorporate that teachings into my own way of being is up to me. But the thing is, we benefit from understanding other people who don't do things the way we do them. We just do. And so the fixed sign people, Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, Taurus, have a harder time understanding others and being understood as well, because we're fixed. We don't give a fuck. We just gonna do us. Y'all do what the fuck y'all want, but I'm gonna do this, okay? So it is a little bit of a challenge, and just because we're squaring each other, it's a challenge, okay? But the challenge, you know, what happens when you are challenged with something? You either gonna meet the challenge or you're gonna fail, right? So let's go ahead and just claim that we're gonna meet this challenge. And what happens when you meet a challenge? You win a fucking prize. You win something, okay? So let's win. Let's figure out a way to work with this other energy so that we can overcome this challenge, so it no longer becomes a challenge. It's no longer a trial, you know, but it's a tribulation that now we can talk about, and we can help other people understand why this is important. I said all that to say it's 20 minutes on just the astrology. Let's get into you guys' cards, okay? Oh, and I also want to say, as I'm laying these cards out, you also have a change. You got Pluto in your 3rd house, so there could be some changes to your mindset, for real. There could be some changes to your mental, like you may be experiencing a mental health moment. And that is okay, because we all have, just like we have regular health, mental health never goes away. It's always there, and it's either good or it's bad, and you can always improve it, okay? But there is, you know, Pluto is the planet of transformations, death, rebirth, right? And so you're being asked to kind of kill off certain thought processes that are no longer working for you, that keep you bound, that are, you know, we always say in the spiritual community, let go of that which no longer serves you. Nah, but for real. And it's going to be within like the self-talk realm, how you talk to others, the things that you project in your speech, you know, the underlying notions that you have about yourself and others are going to start to be highlighted almost. And I want to say watch your words, but it's more so like observe your words. Observe yourself. Start listening to yourself, especially while Mercury is in retrograde, because the speech is highlighted with Mercury. Okay, so like I said, whatever you see right now that you don't really like, I want you to just observe it, ruminate on it, and try to think of ways that you could remedy the situation. Let's move forward. All right. Excuse me, y'all. I just ate. Yeah, there's a lot of inner turmoil going on right now for you guys in February. People might not see all of the things I just talked about, the mommy issue thing or whatever it may be for you, the nurturing issue, the love issue for you, right? They may not see it, but they can definitely feel it, because inside of you, there's a lot going on. You've got the 5 of Wands, so it's an internal battle. It's so ironic because I used a totally different deck to just do the Taurus reading, your opposite sign, which means you guys share a lot of the same energies. And they got this card reversed in a whole different deck as their first card. And so I think that, like I said, y'all are sharing this energy. There's a lot of kinks to be worked out within the self and within the love relationship, the love department, okay? Yeah, man, you guys are learning how to give and receive for real. But in order to do that, you have to give to yourself. And I feel like I said this to Taurus too, but you guys have this energy where like life is about survival. And so you're going to do whatever you need to do as a means to an end. But that's not working anymore. It's not working. That way is outdated. If you continue to avoid the fact that the universe is calling you to this great change, you continue to avoid it, it's going to end up fucking with your mind. It's going to fuck with your spirit. And it's going to make it so that you have this sense of like an internal battle. You might have already been having this battle, but I'm telling you, if you don't move with the flow and get in the flow, the battle is going to increase. It might start off as a small little annoyance, but as time goes on and you don't address it, it's going to become a loud roar. Okay? And what was I going to say? Yeah, you guys are really focused on your money right now. I feel like y'all are thinking like, if I can just earn enough, then I'll be okay, and all that love shit and all that other emotional shit will just work itself out. I don't have to actually do that work. I just need the money. I can like literally hear that. I just need to stabilize. I just need to be in control. I just need to have, if I'm in control, nothing goes wrong. But this is my thing. You're never actually in control. You do co-create along with the universe, but this is the same way I had to kind of like chin check Taurus a little bit and let them know like it's time for you to open yourself up to the blessings of the universe. You got Jupiter here in this 4th house, so even amidst all that kind of like challenging energy that I just talked about, there's blessings here for you. If you can surrender to the Aquarius energy, which is that of progress, which is that of kind of like taking ourselves away from the issue enough to see it from a God perspective and to understand the lesson in it for real. And like, yes, we're down here on earth and we're actually experiencing these things and it sucks. And like, we want to avoid that and you know, numb our wounds as much as possible so we can just get through to the next step. And we feel like a lot of times, a lot of our issues can be solved with money type shit. But this is like, your purpose is being called upon you. You're going to have to transform the way that you see life and the way that you kind of are processing what's going on, and understand that freedom can be had by you too. You don't have to be chained to those thought processes. You don't have to be chained to those things that may literally be kind of driving you crazy. I don't know if this resonates with you. Please leave me a message down below. You got the 4 of Swords, and like, this reading is so straightforward. It's gonna be long, but it is what it is. You got the 4 of Swords. It's time for you to sit back and take a moment to just reflect. Mercury retrograde being here until the 22nd of February. Don't do shit with yourself until the 22nd, until things get clear. Because right now, you're just being asked to observe, right? This is literally the period where you might be suited and booted up, ready for battle. You got your sword, but you need to lay your ass down for a few minutes, because once you get out there and the fight starts, you're not going to have a moment. You're going to need to have that endurance at that point. So right now is your time to think about, in the past, what happened, what fucked up, you know, what could I have done differently? What could these other people have done differently? What did they miss? What did I miss? What am I missing now because of neglect in the past? I'm gonna just call a spade, okay? And at this point, I'm responsible for me, because all this fourth house shit is the mother. But once you get to a certain age, a certain point, a certain juncture in life, okay, it's no longer about, oh, well, the adults in my life. No, nigga, you grown. You gotta fix that shit. You gotta fix it, okay? So think about it, reflect on it, really take a moment to just let it all soak in. Don't avoid it. Don't, you know, because sometimes I think the Scorpio energy can be so kind of like brooding. I use that word a lot, but it can be brooding. You know, y'all can get into a negative spiral about shit and just be like, fuck the world at the end, and then go numb. Go numb and just be like, I'm out here, whatever. I don't even give a fuck. But don't do that. Don't do that. This is where the oil and water comes in. You gotta try to be more like water, okay? Be more like water. That's just what it is, okay? So then we've got the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is where I'm saying, like, yes, there is probably a lot of opportunity coming for you right now. But this is what I'm going to say about that. Don't get so caught up in the opportunity that you squander the real opportunity to take care of yourself. Like, we live in this capitalistic society where we value the hustle over our health. And health is not just like our bodies, it's our mentalities, it's our heart, it's our spirit, it's like our beliefs about ourselves. Do you have a healthy relationship with yourself? Do you have a healthy relationship with the universe? Do you understand how vulnerability can help you, right? And it's not always about you know, planning and being prepared and being tactical and shit like that. Even though that is necessary. Don't get me wrong. That's necessary. You do need to master that. You do need to have that mastered. But what I'm saying is both things work in tandem with each other. And you could have all the opportunity in the world and still be fucking miserable and fuck it all up for yourself because you don't have the inner grounding required to be truly happy, regardless of what happens on the outside. And then we've got the Star card. So the Star card is like, it's about our purpose. It's about us really, and it's actually the Aquarius card in the tarot. Excuse me, my lip is dry. I'll be using Vicks. I'm like somebody granddaddy. I heard Cardi B really likes using Vicks too. That shit is like, it's literally just Vaseline with eucalyptus. It's like Carmex on steroids. I fuck with it. Anyway. So, the Star card, right? It's the Aquarius card. It's the one that talks about purpose. It's us being divinely guided by the universe in order to step into our fullest potential. Not just, you know, monetary potential or potential as far as pulling in opportunity and being recognized by others, but being recognized by yourself, right? Do you value yourself? Do you love yourself? Are you able to give yourself that love? I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, so we're going to go ahead and move on and do the affirmation card. Spirit, what affirmation does Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus need in order to move along in their highest vibration this month? What do they need to know and like carry close to their heart this month in order to break free and see the blessings? Oh, you guys got two cards, and I'm gonna give them to you, and I'm gonna give it to you, and I'm gonna give it to you. Right. Hold on. Okay, so it says joy is the ultimate creator. And remember I told y'all be brooding a lot? Y'all be fucking mad. Okay, I love you guys, but it is what it is. Like, you gotta tap into your joy. And I think the Aquarius being here in the the Aquarius sun being here in the 4th house is Aquarius is not the most joyous sign. I'm gonna tell you what it is. But you know where Aquarius does find their joy? In being unapologetically them. Being themselves. In following their bliss and in walking to the beat of their own drum. And so I feel like, you know, if you can inspire yourself to make these positive changes and to really like accept the fact that you deserve happiness. That's like, when I think about Scorpio, that's really what I be thinking. Y'all be so fucking mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, for no reason sometimes. It's your default emotion. I'm sorry if that offends somebody, but it kind of is what it is. Like, y'all want power and you guys are always like trying to, you know, it's ruled by Mars traditionally, which is the planet of war. So you guys are very tactical and just always worried about, you know, how to overcome and like the underdog, right? But like, fucking unclench your booty cheeks, my nigga, and just find some happiness. Quit Don't do that shit. Okay, then we've got I am the dreamer of my dream. And so I feel like, let me see what's going on here. Yeah, the change in perspective, all of these things. Aquarius energy is about purpose. It is about our dreams. It's about the insights that you've had since a child, right? The things that you've always been interested in usually point you in the direction of your divine purpose. And so right now, I want you to just try to undo the kinks in yourself, so that not only can you find the opportunities and you can go out here and be tactical and be killing shit, but you can actually be happy. Be happy. What is one of those laws of power says? Never go past the mark that you aim for. Don't do too much. Create a goal for yourself and meet it. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. And I feel like I said, that capitalistic energy of just like, go, go, go. Let me avoid my feelings. Let me avoid the work I need to do. Because I feel like if I open up at all, I'm just going to unleash and explode. You might need to explode a little bit. Go do a rage room or something. I don't know what you need to do. You might need to journal or talk to a therapist, somebody that you don't know that's not going to judge you or whatever the case may be. But you need to let go of all of the baggage in order to get in true alignment with your purpose and with your joy. Okay? And it's going to take some reflecting. It's going to take some looking at your mental health, right? It really is. Spirit of love and light, please give me whatever messages the Scorpio collective needs to hear right now from me in order to move forward along their highest vibration towards becoming their highest version of self. What does Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus need to hear in order to become their highest version of self? And please let me know what energies they need to incorporate. That's really the question. What energy do they need to incorporate? Cosmic ancestors, voice your concerns. You're supported. You guys are so supported. It's ridiculous. Scorpio has one of the best connections to the unseen realm, right? Because you guys assign rules over unseen resources, ancestors, quite literally. Okay, so let me see. The 10, the 1, yes. Okay, hold on. Learn from those who've walked before you and voice your concerns. Universal, y'all, I'm tired, and I'll be looking at this book. Whoever wrote this book is difficult for no reason. I'll be tripping over my words. Anyway, I know I could read. Okay, let me read it to you. Okay, it says universal conscious. What? Okay, hold on. Take a cue from me. Don't take shit so seriously this month. Just don't take yourself that fucking serious. Just don't. Just don't. Laugh at it. Okay. Universal conscious coexistence extends beyond millions of years. Our very DNA has evolved over thousands of years and is continuing to do so. Our genetic lineage or origins are often brought into question. Is it hard to refute the possibility of life on other planets far beyond our own star system and galaxy, given the science and astrological evidence that we already understand historically about universal astronauts? Nigga, that was a long ass sentence. Anyway, you may feel like you are a starseed, disassociated from others, as they cannot comprehend how precious life is. Scorpio, this is you. This is you. And it's even giving me the 4th house teas talking about ancestors and the mother who connects us with her umbilical cord to the very first mother that there ever fucking was. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. Okay. You may feel like you are a starseed, because you are, disassociated from others as they cannot comprehend how precious life is. And Scorpio rules over life, death, and rebirth, right? Planetary evolution or conscious connection, how precious life is, planetary evolution or conscious connection with all living creatures, right? It's all important. You may have fell into silent pain or be a passionate activist, your heart breaking over the material corruption of humanity and that no one is listening to the collective cry of the planet, the life of all inhabitants, or the global impact of ego-based leadership. Laws of power, right? In absolute truth, we are all starseeds, as our personal cosmic origins are mixed with our DNA and consciousnesses. The very existence of life on planets beyond our current understanding or awareness is evident. After all, you are currently existing within the universe as we know it on a beautiful planet called Earth, my nigga. Okay. Right now, you must learn from those who've walked before you. Those who've already shown a light on injustices require you to evolve and awaken into a passionate contributor. Those who already shone a light on injustices require you to evolve and awaken into a passionate contributor. This is what I'm saying. It's not just about the money. And I think that you know that. I mean, I'm not saying that you don't. But that's going to be highlighted for you now. And if you believe that, but you've not been walking in that, it's going to be time for you to start walking in that. It says, life beyond our beautiful planet, beyond our earthly incarnations, is forever written among time and space and is available to us within the records of the Akashic Temple. This is some Scorpio ass shit, boy. You may feel connected to star energy or be aligned with a more cosmic understanding of the universe than with others. Call upon the energy of 100 percentile pure light galactic guides, which is like spirit guides who are pure light, no shadow, okay? And call upon your masters, your teachers, to assist you in understanding your personal connection. The affirmation that you've been given is, I continuously evolve with conscious action. That just nailed the coffin in this whole entire reading. It's time for you guys to tap into your inner purpose, which you may feel like is beyond this world, right? You're here, you've been delivered to earth to kind of do something, but this life and this world and these people around you are just too fucking much. And the feelings and the emotions that you feel are too much for your little earthly body to even handle sometimes. I get it, right? And then it's like, how do I continue to remain intact in this earthly existence, feeling these things that I feel? So let me suppress them. And let me not express them because I have to blend in and I have to seem approachable to these people that are around me that I wish to connect with. But the truth is, you're not really connecting. You're not really connecting. You're being held back, partly because your makeup is different, right? You do have a very deep purpose here. And it can be hard, like heavy is the head that wears the crown. And so I just told somebody, you know, the challenge doesn't get easier, you get stronger. So right now you're being called to the challenge, and you may not have been able to make this breakthrough in years past, right? There is a newfound, all these planets that are coming into Aquarius have just made their way there, really, as this little family reunion. And so this energy, although challenging for you, what did we say about a challenge? When you meet the challenge, you win a reward, right? And so there's something positive for you on the other side of incorporating these tougher energies. What do we know about the flow of energy? There has to be, chaos in order to create perfection, in order to create chaos, in order to create perfection. And as we continue along this stair step, every next step is an evolution higher and higher. It's the spiral, right? And so, this is a lot of downloads. I lost my fucking place. Yeah, but like, you guys are having this step up, this level up, this change. And even though there may have been some discouraging moments for you in the past, you may feel very scarred on the inside. You may feel unworthy. You may feel like you can't be helped, type of thing. But at the end of the day, like, you've got to deal with that energy. Nobody else can do it for you, is what we know, right? But they're saying that, I said to you earlier, maybe you might want to go to an unbiased source, a therapist, what have you. They're saying your ancestors are going to be your counsel on this. If you do not know anything about ancestral veneration, then Google it, YouTube it. There's thousands of videos on it. Learn how to properly set up an altar, how to properly venerate and honor your ancestors, and you will receive that connection that you've been looking for. I know a lot of Scorpios that believe in aliens and shit like that. You know, y'all have this deep understanding that there's more to life than just this flesh. And, you know, life and death and rebirth is such a familiar feeling and concept to you because you get that this is not all there is. There is an unseen world. And so I'm going to tell you now, before you go trying to deal with any angels, any deities, you know, any of these other types of religious beings, before you deal with any of them, you need to deal with you, right? And you need to deal with your ancestors, the lineage that brought you here, because they're on the other side rooting for you. But one thing that we know about entities on the other side, on the side of the unseen, is that they cannot enter in unless you allow them, right? Unless you ask for them to and call for them to. Sometimes we do it without even realizing that we're doing it. But what I'm going to advise you to do is to be very intentional about calling in that guidance Be very intentional about stating what your needs are. Be very intentional about posing your questions to the universe in the most direct way possible. You know, people be like, why, God? Like, for real, you can do that, but don't say that as a rhetorical question. Say that, why, God? And then let it go and chill and then observe what happens. You're going to get the answer. You're going to get the answer. But do you believe? I know you will, because you're Scorpio. So y'all have belief in the unseen. I think sometimes you just have to learn how this thing works. Is this thing on? Is this, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn. But if you are having trouble feeling like you're connected to source, or that you know, do have a higher calling or a higher purpose, or you're feeling like you're not, you need some guidance, right? Connecting to your ancestors is going to be, or creating an ancestor altar is what I was trying to say, is going to be a great way for you to amplify your connection to spirit. All right, y'all, this reading has been long enough. Thank you so much, Scorpio, for joining me. This has been my absolute pleasure. Please make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel for more videos like it. Share this with another Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, as well as check out videos for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs to get a full scope of what energies February is going to harness for you. Other than that, I love you guys so much, and I will check you out in the next video. Deuce.